Newton rings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what that is.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's some kind of ring that shows up in the slab when they send it back, but can you explain in detail like what a Newton ring is, what causes it, why that's a problem, etc.?
Sure. So I'll preface this by CGC's stance, to my knowledge right now, is that Newton rings are basically fixed, and that if you have a Newton ring issue that's that's really bad, they will fix it for you for free. They have a process that you go on their website through mechanical error, and then you can choose, Newton rings, and then, send it back. And as long as it's like egregious, they'll fix it. If it's just a tiny one, I mean, it's always better to email them first to, say, here's a photo of it, and then they'll say, yeah, do this process. So that out of the way. A Newton ring is basically an oily or watery appearance on the book when multiple layers of plastic or mylar are pressed together. It's named for, I believe it was Isaac Newton that actually found this. I wrote in a little blurb in my video about it, but I don't remember what it says exactly. But it's when these layers of plastic press together, and they're pressed with such pressure, and it's usually only, I think it's because is it 2, maybe even 3 layers on the slab, because you have the inner well, the outer well, maybe it's just 2, but the amount of pressure causes that weird look to happen. And I've actually tried to experiment and try to remove them on my end without sending them back, and I've had temporary alleviation from that, I guess, but it's never really held. I've even got suction cups and basically tried to pull it apart, and it holds for a minute, and then even if you heat up the edges, it just doesn't doesn't hold. So it's not anything wrong with the book. It's purely cosmetic. That for the longest time, CGC was just this is a side effect of the process. We're working on it. If it's really bad, send it back to us and we'll fix it. But yeah, it's nothing wrong with the book. It's not water, oil. It's just that plastic pressing together, and it looks terrible on really dark, black covers especially. And I do have kind of a tinfoil hat theory. It's nothing bad on CGC, but I think that they might have their encapsulation equipment. I have a theory that maybe 1 or 2 of them are older, and when they're trying to catch up on books, they may use the older equipment as well that might not be as fine-tuned and dialed in to be as pristine as their new equipment. But again, I have no proof of that. It's just it seems like I'll get one submission that's great, nothing, and then one that's bad, and I'm like, how is it this different from one submission to the other if it's on the same equipment? That doesn't make any sense to me.